Every time before a wedding, the mother-in-law would deliberately put iron underwear on the bride because her son was a violent maniac who could only be restrained by iron underwear to prevent his impulses. As the bride made her way downstairs, the moment the two laid eyes on each other, she couldn't help but tremble all over. Little did she know, this triggered the masked man's primal instincts. He flipped up the bride's skirt. The bride's friend could only stand by and watch. Despite her heartbreak, she had to play the piano to set the mood, watching helplessly as the masked man carried the bride into the bedroom. Just then, the bride's boyfriend showed up and knocked on their door. To keep him from figuring out what was going on, the masked man's father, John, let him outside. When the bride saw this from the attic, she screamed for help with every ounce of strength she had. Luckily, her boyfriend heard her cries. He took John hostage and dragged him back inside, planning to negotiate a hostage exchange. But during the standoff between the two sides, the masked man ambushed him out of nowhere. Given the huge gap in strength between them, the masked man came out on top. Inside the house, the bride realized she had to save herself. So she found a piece of wire and tried to pick the iron lock that bound her. But just then, the masked man came back. He desperately tried to rip off the bride's iron underwear. Just as he was about to succeed, his parents rushed back just in time and managed to stop his vile behavior, because they believed the two had to have a proper wedding ceremony before consummating the marriage. So the bride and her friend were locked away in the attic for the time being. What they never expected was that the bride had hidden a piece of wire. After picking the locks one by one, the bride pulled the ring off her finger and used it to unscrew the bolts on the skylight. But since the roof was too high off the ground, the bride had to have her friend hold on to her hands. With that extra support, she managed to jump down to the second-floor hallway. However, just as she tried to pick the attic door lock to rescue her friend, John walked out of a room. The bride quickly ducked into another room. What she never could have imagined was that this room was John's bedroom.